I'm Julianna Forlano. You're watching Free Speech TV. We are here at the National Conference for Media Reform in Denver, Colorado. I am here with Jamie Kilstein, co-host of Citizen Radio and political comedian.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'm good. I just got here.
So you were telling me a moment ago, you were telling me about your first experience with Free Speech TV, and I thought you might want to tell the viewers.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're making this up just to promote the station, but it's literally what made me political. You know, like when I started stand-up and I started becoming political, you know, I would talk about like gay rights because I'm like, that's obvious. And I would talk about religion because I'm like, that seems dumb. And then, but I didn't really know anything about politics. Like if I watched the news, I'd see the dude with like the D under his or her name and be like, I guess that's who I'm rooting for.
That's my guy.
Yeah, but
right.
I didn't really know anything. I certainly didn't know about like independent media or independent third-party candidates or anything like that.
Or anything outside of the mainstream discussion.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
my wife, Allison, who writes for The Nation, she was my girlfriend at the time, and we were both like super artistic cliches. We're like, we quit our jobs at a bookstore, and she was a struggling writer, and I was a struggling comedian, and we were like, let's live out of our car, because that's logical. And we did that. So because of the...
Was it a Buick?
It was a Saturn, which I believe is made out of plastic and magic.
It's recycled. Yes,
yeah, it's
fairy
literally
dust.
plastic.
We had one also.
And so because I wasn't getting booked because of politics, so I started doing these like weird around the country like slam poetry gigs or like
So wait,
playing.
you weren't getting booked at normal comedy clubs and colleges because of
I was
you
like,
started doing politics?
Yeah, because I was like, women are people, and they were like, this is too edgy. And so, so we were traveling around and just like staying with like friends and stuff like that. So when we were in Ohio, it was our first friend who could afford cable. And he asked if we saw Free Speech TV, and I was like, no. And he was like, have you ever watched Democracy Now? And I was like, no. And me and Allison sat there for hours. Like I was almost late to my gig, and I was like, everything I know is a lie. This is crazy. And
how was that gig that night?
Oh my God, I don't even know if I did jokes. I was like, we need a revolution.
Have you seen
like,
Democracy Now?
I know, it was
Exactly.
crazy. And so ever since then, this station is what got me watching Democracy Now, and would really like, I feel like, turn me from like, I don't know, dude at the bar who's kind of like,
I care about things.
right, and then I'm just too hungover to do anything. Whereas like this station made me like be like, oh, there are things I can do and I should do and I need to do it, and I feel like it's absolutely what like radicalized me.
Tell the viewers about Citizen Radio.
Sure. So Citizen Radio, we started this. It was a terrible. No one really knew what podcasts were. We didn't. But because, again, Allison wasn't getting work and I wasn't getting work and we wanted to talk, we just started a podcast. And, you know, it started with just, like, I dropped out of high school. And whenever I would watch the mainstream news, I would know they're either lying or they don't care about me, because it was literally just like rich white dudes. You know, you see like David Brooks being like, I can empathize with the Latina housewife, and it's like, you can't, you're lying.
I'm not sure if you can.
Right, and I'm like, no one who looks like my friends are on these shows. And, you know, at first I started to feel stupid when they'd talk about issues that I didn't really know about, and after educating myself and watching Democracy Now! And reading more books and stuff like that, Allison and I just wanted to show that we could talk about politics the way we talk about politics, so we could get kids who would otherwise be like apathetic, even though they would be progressive, but they just felt so alienated by the media that, you know, that's a good excuse to be apathetic. Like I did that, where I was like, all news networks are the same, all parties are the same, there's no point to do anything.
Right.
As opposed to...
Wait, let's think about this at a deeper level.
Exactly.
I mean, we have 30 seconds, and I feel like we could go
damn
on
it.
for like an
I
hour
know.
because there's so much to talk about.
Okay.
But if you could quickly, or whatever, talk about the importance of comedy to the revolutionary movement or independent media.
Yeah, so I think that comedy and independent media is what's going to save everything, because even our liberal news stations are not as liberal as we say they are or we're told they are.
It's almost like liberal is kind of part of the dichotomy, whereas comedy can be more radical.
Absolutely. So like with our comedy show, like we've had Noam Chomsky and Amy Goodman and all these people on, but there's something about using comedy that just breaks the ice, and it can get people who would otherwise be apathetic or otherwise disagree with you, it kind of disarms them, and they feel like they're sort of like talking to their friends. And once they're disarmed and they're not like in battle mode, then you can start slipping in your Amy Goodman talking points, and I feel like essentially trick them into agreeing with you.
Well, if you use logic
I know.
and you break through their circular logic, Yeah, it's great. Thank
would
you so
think.
much for being here. You're going to be on a panel tomorrow morning.
I'm hosting the keynote tonight. I'm on a panel tomorrow morning, and then we're doing a stand-up show tomorrow, Sunday night, to kind of close out everything with a bunch of other really funny comics.
So great.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
We are citizenradio.com, and then I'm on Twitter at Jamie Kilstein.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
You're watching Free Speech TV. I'm Julianna Forlano.